Packers fans, you got your cornerback. After patiently waiting until late in the second round, Packers fans were rewarded with an exciting selection on Friday night, taking South Carolina cornerback Brandon Cisse with the 52nd overall pick. Cisse felt like good value at the selection, coming in at 44th on the expert consensus board, but his appeal goes well beyond how draft analysts view him. At just 20 years old, Cisse only spent 3 seasons in college at NC State and South Carolina before going pro, and the physical tools are something exciting to build on. At just a tick under 6 foot and 189 pounds, Cisse posted a 9.24 relative athletic score that included a 4.41 in the 40-yard dash, a 41-inch vertical, and a 10-foot 11 broad jump. As such a young cornerback prospect, it feels like Cisse's best football is still ahead of him. So let's dive into a pair of games from this past season against Vanderbilt and Virginia Tech to show you the kind of player the Packers are working with in today's Packers Rookie Preview Edition of Best Available. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. Make sure that you are subscribed on YouTube if you're not already, and give us a follow on socials at BestAvailableYT. Huge thank you to our members. Thank you for continually supporting the channel. If you would like to become a member, it comes with additional benefits, including full access to our draft big boards. I'm working on the 2027 one as we speak, so I'll leave details to that in the episode description if you're interested. Let's dive into the Cisse tape. It is so good to have Packers Rookie Preview videos back. I'm excited to dive into the Cisse film for Packers fans because I was pretty high on Cisse. He was cornerback 4 in my draft rankings, and I had done a video earlier right before the draft talking about the players I thought at each position had the highest upside. And for me, it was pretty clearly that Cisse was the highest upside of any corner, mostly because he's 20 years old, very physically talented, and a lot of his issues just stem from like technical things. And you'll see a couple examples of that in this video. But I wanted to start with some good stuff. We got this opener, I believe it was the season opener against the Virginia Tech Hokies. And we got Cisse at the top of the screen here, one-on-one from a press alignment. Now, what I love here is on this release, especially from press, too many guys get so eager about that jam, right? As soon as that wide receiver releases, they just want to get hands on him, try and bully him, kick him at the club, go viral on TikTok or whatever the kids want to do these days. But he's staying patient. He's waiting for this release. He's waiting for the commit. He's still staying patient. Look at how his feet are square, wide base, eyes. Looks like his eyes are right on the hip, trying to see where he's committing. And then as soon as this receiver gets that inside leverage, he's like, now I'll get hands on him. I'll get into his hip pocket. It's an in-breaking route with the inside leverage. Shouldn't be a surprise. Cisse staying tight to that hip pocket. And I'll show it in all one fluid motion so you can see just how quickly he's able to react and stick to this guy. But he's sticky the whole way. He's not being overly grabby. And then right as the catch point, he's breaking up that pass. That is just an outstanding play. Let's rewind it and show it to you guys again in full. So again, top of the screen, just watch it all one fluid motion, the patience and then the stickiness there. Turn the hips, stay on that back foot, and then just, be there when that catch is happening. He is just staying in the hip pocket the whole time. Just show you the pass breakup from this angle just so you can see it a little more clearly. It's not great, but you can just see how, it's nice to have a corner that wants to make contact at the catch point because too many guys are worried about penalties. Penalties are just going to happen based on the refs you're facing because technically there's a lot more PI that happens than gets called. I'd rather have a corner that is aggressive and have to dial it back than a quarterback that's not aggressive and have to try and still something like that into him. This is not something I'm worried about as much at the NFL level compared to the college level, but it's just holding out outside contain on perimeter screens. Now, this is certainly something that's much more important against the run, and there are some occasional gadget screens, swing screens, all of that. But for a corner, on any play to the perimeter, it is vitally important that you hold outside contain. So we're going to run this, and you're going to see that just little option swing screen, right? Cisse needs to keep outside contain here. Based on where that safety is leveraged, where he is on this play, what you need to do as a corner is hold this outside leverage as much as you can. You need to seal this off, force this ball carrier to bounce back in. Why? Because that's where all your teammates are. It should be pretty straightforward, but so many corners want to cheat this, try to make a play cutting inside, and then you just leave the sideline, and then they're breaking away. We do not want that. So by holding the outside contained here, we're allowing the safety to fill the alley, knowing that he might try to cut back, and then ideally we have more teammates pursuing. But what I love here, Cisse just keeps fighting through this. He has an opportunity to maybe peek inside, but doesn't, keeps that outside contained, and then ends up forcing the ball carrier out of bounds. I just really enjoy the discipline on something like this. So we show it to you in one motion again at that option. Just watch him the whole way. refusing to peek inside, force him out of bounds. It's a couple of yards, but that's what we want. It's an unsuccessful play for the offense. It's just really nice discipline from Cisse. Something I'm very curious to see from Cisse at the NFL level is blitzing. I'm curious about where they want to utilize him because he played a little slot, played a little outside, mostly an outside corner is what I projected him as. And the Packers do have, a lot of guys that have previously played in the slot. But I think there's some personnel or packages where you can play him here because he has so much value as a blitzer, in my opinion. It's just really natural explosiveness from the slot. So he's disguising this really well. And maybe if he cheats it a bit more at the snap, he might have a little more runway to actually, get a sack here. But it's nice disguising it because the offensive line's not ready to pick it up at all. You can see that tackle was trying to feign here, but realized I got to work inside. Now it's running back's job to potentially pick up. But he's looking at all this A-gap pressure, trying to take most dangerous threat. And then you see Cisse from the outside just hustling ass to get a QB hit. Ends up being a throw in the dirt. It's a really nice play from Cisse. I will rewind it so you can see the whole blitz again. Just watch the firing out of a cannon, that explosiveness, how much speed he has off that edge. He's got to cover a lot of ground here, right? And he does an awfully nice job of that. Just from the end zone angle real quick, you can just see him fly like a bat out of hell to get to that quarterback. He may not get the sack, but man, Drones, who is now also a Packers training camp guy, UDFA, they signed. I'm very curious about that one. That's a whole other maybe bonus episode one day, but I love the explosiveness Cisse flying into the screen to alter this throw. Nice play. We got a 3rd and short situation here, and I like this is a good example of Cisse's triggering downhill from off coverage. We got him in the slot again. We've got this little 2-stack look, so we got press on one, off on the other, and we're just going to react off those route combinations until that outside receiver motions inside. Then all of a sudden we're just head up. So now it's Cisse's responsibility on this number 2 receiver. And as he breaks on this 3rd and short, he goes, I'm playing off. I know they just need a first down. They're probably going to throw something quick. So his recognition here is just trigger on that quickly. You can see that closing speed. I know it's a catch past the sticks, which stinks. I believe a flag calls this back. But what I love is just that trigger right there, that explosiveness to just fly out of his stance from off coverage, know the quick throw is coming, and just break on that football is that's the kind of closing speed we're talking about. And I guarantee you, I know doesn't have a ton of interceptions in his career, I believe only 2. But when he gets more comfortable technically and getting better processing beyond just situations like this, there's going to be some opportunities for him to jump routes and take them to the house. This might be one of Cisse's best plays on tape. I really enjoyed this one. We've got this motion coming across. And Cisse is going to be, in theory, a flat defender. He's going to this flat zone drop. But what I love is his instincts here. Now, we're also going to see something we need to keep working on, but that's what I like about this play. We get to see both the things that I think can make him special and the things that he needs to keep polishing. So as we roll this against Cisse right here, as we roll this, he's going to react to that motion. He's going to feel the flat. He's just kind of dropping, sitting here, right? There's no threats behind him. He understands, I'm looking underneath, trying to break down on this route, but he feels like the quarterback's not looking that way, right? He can see as this quarterback's releasing, eyes are pointed this way, shoulders are a bit more up instead of down, so he knows he's going to try and throw it over the top. So Cisse feels that and starts breaking on it, which is a great job to feel, drift off your zone. The problem with Cisse, and it's going to show up a couple times on this tape, he just struggles tracking the ball once it's in the air. And it is unfortunate. He does everything right here. That ball's now out and he's drifting towards it. But if he tracks this ball a bit better off the hand and knows where it's going, he can probably take a different angle here. And he's certainly athletic enough to make a play on the ball. He still almost makes a play despite running in the wrong direction. But I love that we get to see both the instincts and the natural athleticism of him to almost bait the quarterback, but just drift off his zone. If we can get him to be better at tracking that football, man, this is an easy pick in the red zone. That's a game-changing play. Everything up to the catch point or the tracking of the ball is excellent here. I love corners that can play that flat zone and then drift off of it, read the quarterback's eyes. So we have some of that here. It's just we got to work on some refinement as far as being able to locate that football. All right, we're going to see Cisse get tested vertically here, and you're going to see some of the same stuff of we're doing a lot right, and then there's still some stuff we need to clean up. Still a really nice play from Cisse, bottom of the screen here, just from that press alignment. We're going to feel that release off the snap. He feels the outside leverage. He's just going to trail. And then what I love is he makes that little contact and he's just riding the hip pocket, right? You don't have to be grabby in this situation. He has enough long speed. He has enough athleticism. He can just turn trail and just follow this wide receiver in the hip pocket. Use a little contact, which I like, is you don't want to push him, but you can use your natural body, body positioning to force this wide receiver to drift towards the sideline. Now, why is that important for a cornerback? You want to close this throwing window. We start here. We want to close this throwing window here, maybe even like here, because it just gives the quarterback fewer options to be right. In a situation like this, if we're not stacking him towards the sideline, the quarterback can throw here, maybe he can throw here, here, here. Like there's a lot of options and all this space that he can throw to. If the wide receiver is here and we're pushing him towards, he has a lot less space to be right. So that's what we want to do. Cisse's doing a great job of that here, riding that hip pocket. Problem is he's just so awkward trying to locate that football. He just looks very unnatural doing it. That being said, nice job as soon as the ball is in the wide receiver's hands. Just doing whatever you can, punch that ball out, attack the football, force the incompletion. All of that is great. We just have to be more comfortable. I think if we rewind it, you can see that he does turn his head a little bit, but then he goes back to locate the wide receiver. And that's one of my big pet peeves with him. Like, dude, he is athletic enough. He doesn't need to worry about where the wide receiver is. Just track that football. As long as you're not tripping over the guy, you should know where he's going. Just be more confident in locating that football, man. He has all the tools to be in phase. Just get more comfortable locating it, trusting that you're not going to just tackle the wide receiver when your head's turned away from him. You have every right to that football as well as he does, so go out and get after it. Let's work on the head turn. Everything else on this is gorgeous. I love a cornerback that isn't panicking when he's giving up that outside leverage. Get in that hip pocket, force him to the sideline, make that throw so much tougher, and then attack the catch point. Just turn your head. Everything else is great here. Cisse gets lucky on this one, man. Lucky this one's a drop. Again, does a lot of things right here. Like, he's giving up that outside leverage. He's getting in the hip pocket. Flip your hips with him, man. Like, flip your hips, turn, and then you can get your head turned. But this is a little funky where he's, like, not getting his hips flipped. He's just kind of running with him. But then by not flipping his hips, he can't really track the football. He's so focused, eyes the whole way on this wide receiver. And I wish he could have flipped his head. Because by the time he does get his head turned, the ball's already behind his head. He's so lucky the receiver doesn't haul this in. That is just, it's so frustrating because it shows up time and time again. Like, I would have loved here, either flip your hips, just get your, I think he just turns his head the wrong way. Maybe not flip his hips. It just feels like he's turning his head the wrong direction. Because as we roll this, if he's turning his head this way, turn around, flip it, get your head turned this way. You can more easily stay in the hip pocket while locating the football. But he just, it's a bad habit he has where he keeps like looking back, and like you're not able to locate the football when you do that. Lucky here. Again, everything else is right. If he just gets his head turned, this is either a easy pass breakup, maybe even an interception. This is the stuff I love about Cisse, man. I love corners that are a little feisty, and I wish from these two games I picked, I had more examples of this, because during my evaluation, I saw a whole lot of it. He really wants to fit the run. It's hard from playing field corner, so that wide corner, but he still finds a way to do it from the top of the screen. He feels that run, right? He triggers. That wide receiver's trying to like stock block him, right? So he's pulling up to block. As soon as Cisse feels run, watch that trigger. Like, no, you're not going to block me. I fire downhill. And then he sees a path to the running back. And what I love here, look how low he gets. This running back's trying to do a low man wins. Man, Cisse gets lower, wraps at those hamstrings. That is, I love that stuff. We need more of that. I wish I had more of this to show you on tape from these games, because it just shows up all across the season. But when he's a form tackler, which isn't always, combined with his real want-to against the run, he is so effective. Flip it over to the Vandy game. This should be a tough situation for Cisse. He is in the box, almost like an outside linebacker positioning, because we have no wide receiver out here. So he's kicking in, and we're going to throw pullers at him. This should be not a good situation for a corner, right? You got pulling offensive linemen. As much as I love D'Angelo Pons, one of the memories that seared into my brain for this past season is Markel Bell, the Miami tackle, pulling into space and killing him. That's the kind of stuff we worry about when our corner has to fit the run, right? This is a great example of what we've got as a run defender from Cisse. We're throwing those pullers at him. He's reading that. His bend and ability to spill over and around these is excellent. Look, he gets so fast around that block and then decelerates so quickly. So as we roll this, look how quick he fires out to get around that polar and then just decelerates to stop motion, stay home, and then gets low and gets into that ball carrier. I love stuff like that from corner, and he is fired up too. I do not blame him because that is just excellent effort. So we're at the edge of the screen, but Cisse is right here, and just watch how he reacts to those polars, man. Like I wish this angle was a little better, but gets around him right there. You can see how low he's getting, fires in. Man, he's just so damn feisty. I love the pad level at the point of contact against ball carriers. We got to work on some tackling technique stuff. He does a lot of the Simpsons meme where he's just diving headfirst through the window. We got to bring our hands through, drive our feet. But the want to is absolutely there. We can work on all the little stuff and make him a more formed tackler because it shows up at times on his tape. So I am really excited about that, but you cannot coach his tenacity. There are times when that athleticism just shows up so easily. We got Cisse bottom of the screen here. Just his ability to close on the route stem on here is just like, we've got so much technique stuff to work on. Head up, head up, head up. He's reacting to that route stem instantaneously, feeling it, basically running the route for the guy and then attacking the catch point for the PBU on a third down, no less. I just love his instincts and off coverage, just understanding when to trigger downhill. Because, just watch it. I want to show it in one motion because you can see how quickly he reacts to it and how quickly he fires on that stem of that route right there. And he just fires. I think if he is a little more comfortable locating the ball, he could jump this. I really feel that way because he's just so damn explosive with it. You can see the explosiveness, but almost like he slows up waiting for the catch to happen. But personally, on third down, I don't totally blame him. I think it's important just to get the PBU, or at least, even if it doesn't force the PBU there, he's definitely getting a tackle short of the sticks. But this is just that natural athleticism that he has, where he can just so easily react to that route stem from off coverage and immediately close that space to the point where he's an absolute blanket. This is the kind of stuff that screams starting outside corner to me. Easily my favorite play of the Vandy game. We've got Cisse here. They're going to make him a conflict defender in an option play. We've got like a triple option where we're doing the handoff. Then we're going to keep with the quarterback here, potential pitch. And the conflict defender is going to be Cisse. So as we roll this, he's in this position where it's like they're going to try and make him wrong. If he dives for the quarterback, they're going to pitch it. If he goes for the running back or the ball carrier, I'm sorry, I know he's going out into motion, Pavia will keep it and take off. So what Cisse does here is he stays in no man's land, but he just stays so disciplined with it. And I love, he's not committing at all until he sees, the second he's about to commit is he sees Pavia's head turn. He's no longer looking for that running back, so he no longer knows where he is, and that's when Cisse strikes. The discipline then to do this, and then you see him swing at that football, and by that time, Pavia does some dumb stuff and just lets that ball try to go out, not knowing where the running back is while getting hit. He's very lucky that ball goes out of bounds, but that ends up being a 0-yard gain because of the discipline from Cisse. I love this. This is not something you probably practice outside of Vanderbilt week, knowing that some stuff like this is going to happen. And to stay this disciplined, this positioning is perfect. It's perfect the whole way. And then he reacts at the exact right time there. As soon as Pavia's eyes turn from that running back, Cisse fires on it. He's swinging at that football, gets the ball popped out. I'm fired up about this play. It's so hard to be disciplined as a conflict defender and an option play, let alone for a cornerback, and he does it perfectly. We got Cisse, final play of the game we're going to show. Cisse from like a safety alignment. We've got this full house package, just Vanderbilt stuff. I don't know. It bothers me sometimes. Like I love some of this from like the old fullback in me, but the gimmicky stuff as far as evaluating for an NFL prospect, a little weird, but shows the discipline, the eye discipline, and then the willingness to fit the run. So Cisse's here from that safety alignment. Does a nice job feeling like, all right, all these ball carriers seem to be going this way, including this handoff, potential quarterback keep. All the flow is going to our right on the screen. So he feels that. He's flowing. He feels that he might be getting sealed off here. He recognizes, all right, Pavia has the football. This guy's going to try and seal me out. So Cisse does a great job fighting off that, getting back outside contain. With urgency is what I love. And then he meets the ball carrier. Look how, again, every time he's making contact, even if the technique is not good, like as far as wrapping up your hamstrings, and it has been at times, but it feels like it's always so low. And low man is going to win, even when it's not pretty. He does a great job there. I'll go back and rewind it. You just see the urgency, willing to fight outside that block he feels coming right there, and then get low. He's going to be an asset in the run game, man. I know the passing coverage stuff's still going to need some work as far as locating the football. He's so ready to be a run defender. I'm a little fired up after the end of this video because I just love competitive as hell corners. And you got this guy that's so athletic, so explosive, wants to attack the catch point, really wants to play the run, just flies all over the field. And I want to view the negatives that we showed on film as almost a positive. Like, there's so much he needs to work on to get better, and he's just 20 years old. I'd be a little more worried if he's one of these 25-year-old 7th-year seniors. He only played 3 years of college ball. He's so young. He's going to get some really good development, I believe, under Jonathan Gannon. Feels like a great scheme fit. The sky's the limit for this kid, man. Like, I really think this guy could be a CB1 quickly, get the handle on things. It's going to be hard to usurp Keyshawn Nixon. I know people or Packers fans don't want to hear that. I don't think Nixon's as bad as you guys think he is. I'm so excited for Cisse, though. I really think he has a chance to take over this cornerback room in the next year or so. So what do you think about Cisse? How'd you feel when the pick happened? Let me know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed this video. Packers rookie previews are back. We're going to do them weekly until we run out of draft picks. Might do some bonus UDFA episodes for members only. So again, if you're considering becoming a member, that might get you to pull the trigger. We'll do some of those as well. Huge thank you again for all the support over draft week. It's been a ton of fun. I'm still having a blast after the draft. So we'll have plenty of content coming in the coming months in the off season. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you later. Take care.